Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to review the PTS patch notes for the Markarth DLC. Timestamps to each sections in the description below, as long as all my social informations like Twitter, Facebook, Discord and these things. Make sure to follow me over there as well. And once again, ESO-hub.com will launch this Saturday on the 26th September. We pretty much combined ESO sets, skillbook and housing into one big website, and we will add more features thereon. So the beta will start on the 26th September. You can bookmark it. I will announce it on all my channels once we are ready to roll. So let's see. This will be a long one. Welcome to the Alcast Online version 6.2.0 and the Markarth DLC game pack, featuring the epic conclusion of the Dark Heart of Skyrim. Markarth introduces not only the new zone of the Reach, but also adds 2 world bosses, 2 delves and an exciting solo arena. They showed this one in their previous ESO Live, and yeah, you can actually test it out on the public test server. Markarth will go live on November 2nd for PC and November 10th for console. We have also added several new collectibles, item sets, achievements and titles for you to acquire, in addition to new antiquities that can only be dug up in the Reach. I added all the new sets to ESO sets as well, but we will take a look at them in a second. Okay, that's this, which approximate XXX gigabyte. Okay. So this is a new zone. Not gonna go into that too much. This will be the new arena. I will write a guide for it, video, and on the website, like I always do with these kind of things. It's gonna be interesting to see how the arena will perform. The power creep is incredibly high. The player knowledge is also super high compared to when Maelstrom Arena launched. So I'm pretty sure this will be cleared almost instantly. That's just how it is these days. Too much power. Reachmen from all across the land make their way here and perform the Vateshran rites. Prove themselves worthy of being called Reachmen. So okay, roleplay text. Normal and a challenging veteran version. There are unique item sets as well as all new skill augmenting Vateshran weapons, much like those in the previous arenas, yes. Unique achievement awards, a new skin. We have seen that one already. I think I posted it. Yeah, here, this one. Kind of looks like Venom a little bit. New dye. Several titles and housing. I heard it's like the blackest black dye they ever made so far. We will see. Yes. Okay, sets. There is a lot. There's a total of 23 new sets. Like holy moly. Voidcaller. Light armor. This is an overland set. When you take damage, your spell damage is increased by 24 for 5 seconds, stacking up to 20 times. 480, yeah. This effect can occur once every half second. Upon reaching 20 stacks, the duration is doubled but can no longer be refreshed. Okay, so basically like Fury, yeah. I see. Witch Knight's Defiance. This is not bad, but there is better options. Witch Knight's Defiance. Weapon damage increases your weapon damage by 369 against poisoned enemies. Okay, sounds pretty useless. Let's move on. I mean, it's not useless, but there's just better options than this. I can already say. They have a problem with sets in general. Maybe I should touch that point very quickly. I think now we have almost 500 sets in the game and maybe 40 of them are used. Like, what's the point of adding sets that I already know nobody will wear? Like, at least these two here. This one, not good. Like, there's just better options that you have. Radiant Bastion. Health, weapon damage. Deal 10% of all direct damage done to you back to the attacker up to 425. Okay. That's an interesting concept. 10%. When somebody dizzy swings, or you get hit by direct damage, you get, yeah. I don't think it's worth it, but it's gonna be interesting to see. Yeah, it's only 4,250, and the question is whether this will be halved or not in PvP. In PvP, it's not worth it at all. Crafted. Red Eagle's Fury. Weapon and spell crit. Like, why do they have weapon and spell damage? Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember. Critical chance, it's not called spell and weapon critical chance anymore. It's just called critical chance. So this will both boost spell and weapon damage. Adds 469 weapon and spell damage to your weapon skill abilities. Increases the cost of your non-weapon skill abilities by 5%. I mean, I see what they do here, but again, it's like nobody ever just spams weapon skill lines. So this is also like useless. Ethereal Ascension. Adds 7,377 armor. Increases the cost of block, sprint, dodge, and break free by 25. What? There's another set that pretty much gives you the same value. Not at 100% though. I can't remember the name. But like that sounds like a brutal increase. We will see. I'd rather just wear a damage set, because damage sets also boost your like weapon and spell damage actually boosts your healing power in this game. So it's always better to play like to increase your offensive stats. Not always, but most of the times. Legacy of Karth. Critical chance, weapon and spell damage, and offensive penetration. Okay. So that's spell and physical penetration. Enemies affected by your alchemic poisons take 2000 disease damage every 1 second. The problem is poisons have a long cooldown. That's not a lot of damage. Useless. Arena weapons. Frenzied momentum. So this is interesting. That's like a Maelstrom or a Dragonstar arena weapon. Something like that. Because we get the new arena, so we have ability altering arena weapons. Frenzied momentum. So this is the rally skill. If you have a perfected version, you get extra stamina. That's cool. While momentum is active, casting stamina abilities generates a stack of frenzied momentum for 10 seconds, up to 5 times. Upon reaching max stacks, your next heavy attack will consume all stacks and release a violent explosion of energy around you. Your target, dealing 9k physical damage to them and all enemies within 8 meters. That actually... I don't know. Maybe for meme builds? 9k damage is not that much. It's AoE damage on the other hand, so it could actually do substantial damage. 8 meters, okay. But it sounds like a lot of work. To do 5 times. Casting stamina abilities generates... Okay, just casting stamina abilities. It actually sounds interesting. Maybe you can experiment around with this, but it's definitely not gonna be something like a best in slot. Void Bash. When you deal damage... maybe one more point. Like, if you actually can charge this up and then do a heavy attack combo with other abilities, then that could actually be a lot of extra free damage. So it might not be that bad, actually. Void Bash, that's the sword and board. 1k extra health. When you deal damage with Power Bash, you apply Call of the Void to yourself for 2 seconds. Enemies within 12 meters are immediately pulled to you. After Call of the Void ends, you apply Major Maim to enemies in the area. Major Maim? Damn, it's damage reduction. Oh, this effect can occur once every 13 seconds. Yeah, well, okay. Enemies within 12 meters. Okay, so everybody within 12 meters will get pulled to you. That's gonna be an annoying CC to break in PvP. And in PvE, there's a lot of CC immune monsters, so it's probably not even gonna work. But if they apply Major Maim for 10 seconds, that's a lot of extra damage mitigation. Gonna be interesting to see. Executioner's Blade. That's the dual wield. So we get crit. Why do they... But anyway. Hidden blades deal 200% more damage to targets under 25% health when you're standing behind them. Interesting. Most of the times the game, because the game is so desynced, it actually doesn't know, even though you might stand behind or in front of them. So let's say like you stand in front of the enemy, the game actually, or the server actually might think that you stand behind them and you might get extra damage no matter what. Because the game is so desynced. But yeah, that's a lot of extra damage. Point blank snipe, bow. Weapon damage. Increases your damage done with snipe by 33% against targets that are within 7 meters. PvPers love snipe. No, it's annoying. And in PvE, that actually sounds interesting. Like some bow builds use snipe. And you usually have to stay close to the boss anyways because most of the group is there. So that could actually be a huge damage boost. Gankers will have fun with this in PvP though. Wrath of Elements. That's weakness to elements. So this is destruction stuff. Penetration. Casting weakness to elements on a target within 15 meters of you causes a surge of elemental energy to tether between you for 10 seconds. While the tether persists and you remain in range, enemies touching the tether take 2k flame, shock or frost damage every 1 second. Can occur once every 10 seconds. So you can get this almost 100... You can get 100% uptime. So while the tether persists and you remain in range, enemies touching the tether take 2k flame, shock or frost damage. So it's not all of them, it's just one. But is it one effect every 10 seconds or one effect every 1 second? So 1 second flame, 1 second shock, 1 second frost. Does it rotate? Kinda sounds like it might be random. I don't think it's all at once. It's interesting. We'll have to see. Force Overflow. Force Siphon, so that's the resto ability. 877 max Magicka. Casting Force Siphon on a target within 15 meters of you causes a surge of magical energy to tether between you for 10 seconds. They really love tethers. Jeez. While the tether persists and you remain in range, you and the group members in the tether restore 175 magic and stamina every 1 second. Okay, that's actually cool. Yeah. Sustain is always nice. I'm not sure how much. Yeah, that's actually nice. While the tether. So we have to stay. There's probably an area around the tether that we have to stand in, something like that. Because in PV the healers usually always stand a little bit further behind, so I'm not really sure. We will see how this goes. So yeah, some of them sound nice, some of them sound weird, but we have to actually test how effective these are. Arena sets, and again, they might be adjusted. It's public test server week 1. Arena sets, so these sets drop in the arena. Magicka, spell damage, spell crit, spell damage, 5/5, okay. Whenever you bash an enemy, you release a cone of hexing energy in front of you. Each enemy hit increases your spell damage by 88 for 8 seconds, up to a maximum of 6. This effect can occur once every 8 seconds. When you successfully interrupt the target, you restore 1k Magicka. That's not too bad. I could actually see me use this on some setups. You probably can backbar this as well. Just use it on the backbar to get it to proc. And then you can use something else on the front bar. Pestilent Host. Pen, stamina, weapon damage, pen. Why, like, what? Before they wrote offensive penetration, now they only write physical penetration. Why is, like, why? I don't get. Half of it is done, but the other one is still the old stat. That's weird. Whenever you kill an enemy afflicted with a poison effect, their corpse releases a riffing mass of Vetriflies, which seek out the nearest enemy within 12 meters, causing them to bleed for 31k physical damage over 10 seconds. That's actually, wait, whenever you kill an enemy afflicted with a poison effect. Okay, so the proc condition is kinda heavy. But that's a lot of damage. I mean, it's over 10 seconds, so it's like 3k per second, more or less. Not bad. Explosive Rebuke, heavy armor. Stem, health, weapon and spell damage. When you successfully block, you place a bomb on the enemy for 10 seconds. When they are hit with a fully charged heavy attack, the bomb detonates, dealing 13k flame damage to all enemies within 8 meters. 8-second cooldown. Yeah, so you kind of put the sticky bomb on the enemy and then you heavy attack and it makes poof. There is a set that already does this. It's called, I think, Destructive Mage. That's actually Destructive Mage. When you deal damage with a fully charged heavy attack, you place a bomb on the enemy for 10 seconds. When they are hit with a fully charged heavy attack, the bomb detonates. Okay, that's pretty much the same. But yeah, all the new sets here in Markarth, FYI. New mythic items. Ring of the Pale Order. Restore 15% of the damage you deal as health. You cannot be healed by anyone but yourself. I'm not sure if this will go into the game. That's way too strong. Like in PV, we already have the issue that like healers and sometimes even tanks are not wanted to run dungeons. And this will affiliate, how do you say? It will make it even worse. It's like, well, I can just heal myself now even more. 15% doesn't sound a lot, but if you have 60%, 60,000 damage, 15% is a lot. That's a fucked up amount of healing. I'm sure this will not make it live, but that sounds crazy. PvP, same thing. Pearls of Elnofey. Whenever you cast a healing ability while your dominant resource is under 30%, gain 5 ultimate. This one is actually interesting. While your dominant resources, the kinda lets you like, okay, you gotta stay below 30%, constantly gain ulti. That sounds crazy. Like either most people have like too much recovery or not enough. So it's gonna be hard to balance it out. This is an interesting concept. I actually want to see how like players will use this and if they can use it successfully. Because below 30% is like tight. These are all the set, plenty of them. They are already on ESO-sets.com. I will put the link in the description as well if you want to go check them out. They are still on the public test server. Keep that in mind. And there's 5 or 6 weeks ahead of us, so there might be a lot of changes. Then we have new antiquities. A lot of stuff, doesn't really matter. Okay, collectibles and outfits, so that's all cool stuff. New motifs, achievement titles and dice. Oh, that's a lot. New furnishings. I also have seen there is like a pretty cool new house. And there is also an event that will kick off soon. I think on Wednesday. On the live server though. Like a community event, so everybody can actually get a free house. Gotta check out the forums or something. I think I tweeted about it. Let me quickly check. There's a lot of things. Can't find it. Yeah, here. September 23rd, Lost Treasures of Skyrim. Make sure to check that out. Free house. Very nice. Anyway, let's move on. Base game patch, item set collection. So this is a cool new quality of life feature. Introducing item set collections, a new system to help you find and manage all the item sets. I can explain this. I posted stuff here. So what this does, you can basically farm sets. Armor of the Veiled Inheritance, like they have a full list here. Once you bound it to your character or account, it will fill it out here. And then what you actually can do is, once you have it filled out, you can spend Transmute stones to recreate the item. So instead of having to pay 500,000 gold for a Mother Sorrow flame staff, it will only cost you like 25 to 50 transmutes. They also increased the transmutes level, the limit to 1000 for ESO Plus and 500 for non-ESO Plus members. This is a very exciting new feature. Let me see if I'm not sure if I posted. I spammed so much stuff, Jesus. Nah. That's it. But yeah, this is pretty cool. The sticker book. How they call it, the sticker book, okay. And maybe one more thing. The more items you unlock here, like at the beginning it might cost you 100 gems or transmute crystals. If you have all unlocked, it might only cost you 25. So the more you have, the less it will cost. Very nice. First time. Yeah. Okay, so first time you log into each of your characters, it will automatically detect all bound item sets. So it works retroactive. Very nice. Okay. This will kinda wreck the market a little bit. But overall, I think it's a good quality of life change. I like it. Maybe they will have to adjust it a little bit, but we'll see. Reconstruction, yeah. You need to do this on a transmute station. They also said that they will increase the amount of crystals you can earn. Let's see. To better enable you to use the new item set collection system, we have increased the cap of transmute crystals. Now you can hold up to 500 or 1000 if you're an ESO Plus member. We have increased the number of transmute crystals you can earn from most PV sources, including Undaunted Pledges, LFG rewards, Trial Weekly Quests, and Arena and Trial Leaderboard. We have also increased the number of transmute crystals you can earn from the Battleground leaderboards. As part of this, we have removed the small chance of obtaining a single transmute crystal from simply slaying the final boss in a dungeon. Yeah, that's cool. Like, the easiest way to farm crystals was by PvP tier 1 reward. It seems like, we will see how much they upped it, but it seems to be a lot easier to obtain them. We will be monitoring how transmute crystals are obtained and used in the coming months, as well as your feedback, and may make additional adjustments. Okay. Battleground. They are re-adding group queues to Battleground, so you have a solo queue now and a group queue, but you cannot choose anymore what type of match. This change, we've also removed specific match queues to help promote overall queue health. So the problem here is they don't do that because they want to annoy people. There's not enough people in the Battlegrounds overall. So to limit spreading the player base too thin, they just give you a solo or a group queue. You can solo queue in the group queue if you want, or with 2 or 3 people. Though. New craftable consumable. Alliance War skill boosters. What's this? We have introduced a new set of consumables. The Colovian War Tort, the Molten War Tort, and the White Gold War Tort. This item increases the rate at which you advance your Alliance War skill lines by 50-100. Oh, milky. So it's basically like experience boosters just for Alliance points. I see. When you can use these, the War Torts can be used by any character level above 10, okay? What do the console boost? The boost applies only towards advancing your Alliance War skill lines. They do not help you earn more AP, become Emperor, or gain a place in the leaderboard. Okay. But it's just for the skill lines. I see. So when you level up a new character and you're annoyed, like it will take less time to get the speed buff. or any ability for that matter in these skill lines, if you have these boosters. What stacks with what? Will not stack with one another. Okay, yeah, it's similar to... Okay, let's move on. How do I make? The recipe from the Colovian Warthog can be found rarely in the wilds of Cyrodiil. Yeah, okay, nice. The Molten Warthog requires a unit of Colovian Warthog. How do I pronounce it properly? Tort? And a new ingredient, Ruby Blossom Extract. This ingredient can be purchased from Telvar general merchants for 100,000 Telvar stones. Oi, expensive. Okay, so you can get the recipe by completing a battleground, but it's super rare. Yeah, okay, so that's just a small chance to drop. Okay, that's actually nice. And it's not even... I mean, this is in-game. I can guarantee you that they will add these later to the crown store, like they did with the XP potions. A new PvP emote. New homes, like I mentioned. I think it's this one that looked really cool. Yeah, I think it's this one, yeah. Character pathing, client optimization, and stability. In update 28, we have made some improvements to client performance in situations where there are many players using many abilities. These situations are some of the most demanding we have in the game from a performance perspective. Now with optimization to parallelization, threat contention, and sorting, players in these intense scenarios should see a reduced impact to FPS and therefore a smoother overall experience. That's nice. FPS is not the main issue though, it's latency, ping problems that make people angry. And it keeps getting worse. For this, we have provided 2 templates for testing. Okay. Alter the name of the monster set back, found it to... Okay, to mask set. Some audio, item, doesn't matter. Some dungeon changes, and now the juicy stuff. Combat and abilities. Fix a few instances where players you witnessed using a movement ability such as a charge, teleport, or blink could fail to properly animate. Yeah, huge problem, very annoying. I just wonder how these bugs show up, like, I don't get it, but anyway, I hope it's actually fixed. Oh yeah, this too, I had this a lot. Fix an issue where activating instant cast area bound abilities could cause your character to stop moving briefly. That was so annoying. Made several improvements to light and heavy attacks as a result of the PTS test we held in March. Fixed, reduced the damage from all the ranged light and medium attacks by 10% to ensure they meet range damage standards, yeah. Okay, light attacks do a lot of damage, so 10% is actually a good number. All light, medium, heavy now have a 700 millisecond cooldown. Yeah, before it was like completely RNG, so this is good. All light, medium, heavy attacks now dynamically scale with your highest offensive stat. That's weird. So I can be stamina setup and deal the destruction stuff, and it will deal good damage. Okay, I don't know, but okay. Remove the 200 millisecond delay on lightning and restoration stuff. Heavy attack. Nice. Volendrong. Okay, yeah. Nice. Buffs and debuffs, so that's the big thing. Oi. Ay. Yep. Look at all these nerfs. No, let's see. All major and minor buffs and debuffs have been hard-coded to go through server validation sooner and more effectively as cached values, rather than abilities that exist on your character. This new system will also properly ensure that no 2 same buffs or debuffs can ever stack in effectiveness, rather than needing to be individually spot-checked on each application. It will also prioritize duration-based sources rather than permanent ones, so you do not need to fear losing their effects. While doing so, we have also properly reined in the power of these effects into our set bonus efficiency. SBE. Set bonus efficiency. Okay. Minor effects are now worth 2 set bonuses. Previously between 0.4 and 4.2. Okay. That was a little bit all over the place. And major effects are worth 4. Previously between 2 and 13. What? The dartboard balance approach. I like it. Okay, this seems better balanced. A new values can found below. So overall, I do agree the major buffs were too strong. Not all of them, but some. Minor expedition increased to 15, up from 10. Okay. Oh, Eric Sork's gonna like this. Or the stem Sorks. Jailbreaker set. That's nice. Major savagery and prophets increased to 12, up from 10. What? So they buffed our crit. Surprising, okay. Minor breach increased to... I remember them saying adjusting critical chance, or was it critical rating? I can't remember. Minor breach increased to 2.9, up from... Oh. Major breach increased to... What? What? Dude. Even more damage? Crazy. I did not expect this at all. Holy crap. That doesn't sound like a lot, but that's actually a buttload of extra damage. Minor and major fracture. Yeeted from this plane of existence to embrace its missing other half. Minor and major. What? Okay, sure. Minor resolve. Major resolve. Is it... Damn. That's extra resistances. That's a lot. Like minor stuff is really gonna be worth it now. I did not expect this. Minor fortitude, endurance, intellect increased to 20, up from 10. What? What? Major fortitude, endurance, and intellect. That's like stamina recovery, magic recovery, health recovery. 40%? There is no way in... Either they're gonna change these values on the public test server, or they're gonna nerf it in like 3 months again. They're like... Dude. Crazy. I have a lot of ESO instances, of course. It's just buggy. Let me kill this. That, like, what? Minor defile decreased to 8, down from 15. Thank you. Major defile decreased to 16, down from 30. Okay, that's nice. It's healing debuff. Major mending decreased to 16, down from 25. Vitality 16, down from 30. So that's extra healing you get. That's good. Major evasion decreased to 20 from 25. Sure. Minor berserk decreased to 5, down from 8. Major berserk decreased to 10, down from 28. Ooh. So you usually get this from like Storm Atro from the Sork ulti and things like that. Not for a long duration, but that's a huge nerf. But overall the impact won't be too big because it has usually only a short duration. Minor protection decreased to 5, down from 8. Major protection decreased to 10, down from 30. Okay, that's big. That's actually a good change. 30% is just too high. Like 25, 30, that should not be the case. But this here is too like these new values are also not nice. Minor main 5, down from 15, 10, down from 25. Okay. Minor vulnerability 5, down from 8. Major major vulnerability decreased to 10, down from 25. Rest in peace, Necros. We will have to see. Maybe they have some adjustments later to the duration. That's a big yikes for Necros. They were pretty much used to give us vulnerability. 10% is still better than 0, obviously. Maybe they adjusted the duration of the buff, we will see. But yeah, that otherwise a big boy nerf. Minor Magic Steel decreased to 168 per hit, down from 300. Okay. That's huge. That's a sustained hit. But overall, shouldn't change much, I guess. Maybe that's why they buffed these values up to adjust for Magica Steel. Major Ages in Slayer decreased to 10, down from 15. Sure. That's from things like Lockestids, War Machine, Master Architect, and so on. Minor Courage increased to 250. Whoa, what? So that's like Olorim or Spell Power Cure. Instead of 258, you get 430. That's a buttload of extra damage. Jesus. Minor Courage. I'm actually not even sure where you get this from. Can't remember. Major Force increased to 20, up from 15. Interesting. New. Sexy. Minor Brittle increased the target's critical damage taken by 10%. Major Brittle increased the target's critical damage taken by 20%. Interesting. But that's like, oh my god, dude. 30% extra critical damage? I mean, I'm smelling power creep left and right. I thought we would get more nerfs, but overall I think that, I don't know, like things like this. We will see, it's just PTS. Minor Cowardice. This debuff has been reworked and now reduces the target's weapon and spell damage by 215. Okay, that's nice. Major Cowardice. Okay. Empower. This buff now applies to all light, medium, and heavy attacks for restoration and is no longer consumed on use. The following source of Empower now lasts 3 seconds, down from 5. Yeah. Now that these bonuses have been reined in, I can, like, Zenimax likes to touch things 10 times, so they're probably gonna leave it like this, then it will go live, it's gonna be broken as fuck, and they will change it again a month later, and then they will buff it again 2 months later, and might nerf it again in like 3 months. That's usually how things go. We have also made sure to keep item sets in their intended SBE range. We have done a pass on all the sets that source these effects to ensure that, while each of these bonuses is normally worth 2 for minor and 4 for major, they are worth 0.5 less than their original value while sourced on an item set, since they are mainly sourced via the abilities and passives in the game. So are they measuring everything in set bonuses now? This ensures if you opt to run a set that grants you a permanent major and minor buff, you will gain some extra effectiveness on top of that to ensure they aren't completely wasted if you gain access to the buff from another source. We have not done a full pass on all class abilities since the SB system is generally meant to be designed for non-abilities. That said, we will keep a close eye on class functionality, sure. Okay, Necro, let's see. Blast Bones. Made some improvements to the cooldown duration of this ability to reduce the chances of it becoming locked. Yeah, tell me about it. Sounds like it's an intended mechanic, it becoming locked. Frozen Colossus, so that's the major vulnerability. Remove this ultimate and the morph's major vulnerability invulnerability. They literally implemented this like 3 patches ago and now they remove it again. That's what I mean by touching things like 10 times. Because you always somebody has to actually change these things at the company and they could actually make more important changes, like the champion point system that they have apparently been working on for a long time. Increase the duration of major vulnerability applied from these to 12 seconds per hit, up from 8. This will increase the total duration to 15 seconds per cast. But that means, okay. So right now you have major vulnerability for 8 seconds and then it's a cooldown for 12 seconds, right? Them removing this cap, so you can basically stack 100% major vulnerability again. Do I read this correctly? So them reducing it to 10% up from 25, but being able to keep it up 100%. That might actually be even a damage increase, I guess. Maybe, I don't know, probably. It usually always ends up being a damage increase. Yep. Okay, interesting. Nightblade. Necromancer's up here. Oh my god, I have to delete my character. Necromancer's down here. Oh god, I have to create a new Necromancer. Oh yeah, don't panic. Well, you shouldn't delete characters anyway, just depending on, like, don't do that. Nightblade, Assassination. Assassination. Okay. Executioner, this passive now restores 1000 magic and stamina when it procs rather than weird numbers. Magic. Okay, sure. Master Assassin, this passive now increases your physical and spell penetration against targets you're flanking. Man, how much penetration do they want to give us? Like, we can't... Good groups will reach the cap easily now. These other changes. Okay, whatever. Shadow, Path of Darkness, fix. This morph now applies minor coverage to enemies hit rather than reducing their weapon and spell damage by unique amount. Okay. That could actually be a powerful debuff. It reduces their weapon and spell damage in PvE. Monsters in PvE only have weapon damage, per se. A lot of people don't know that. But that's just how they're programmed. And even a small amount of damage or like a weapon and spell damage reduction actually reduces the damage by quite a bit. Reduces base duration by 1 second. Sure. Templar. But generally not too many changes in the class sections, but yeah. Spears, fix. Gilliam is fixing a lot of stuff. Okay, no changes at all. Animal, companions, fix. Sub-assault, so this morph no longer applies fracture as deep fissure now affects all armor. This ability now recasts itself after completing once per cast. But wait. This morph no longer applies fracture. Deep fissure now affects all armor. What does that mean? Is it still there? Like it gives you spell and physical pen or none at all? And that's actually strong. This ability now recasts itself after completing. That's actually good. Damn. Weapon destruction stuff. Frost staves have received adjustments to help them further stand out as a tank and support oriented weapon type. Check out each ability adjusted to see what's changed with the Frost version. But generally, I do hate Frost stave tanking. New players are very confused. You're a new player, like destruction. It means you're going to destroy things. Some people like to be a Frost mage, so they pick up the stuff and then it's just like a tanking stick pretty much. It just doesn't fit in. New players are confused, and how in God's name does a small stick have the same like block area or damage mitigation than a huge shield? It just makes no sense. If there was like a frost wall that would block incoming damage, it would make more sense. It would actually be, oh, okay, okay, now I understand. The original intent of Frost Staff line was to enable magic users to successfully tank in PvE and PvP scenarios. I still do think Robble just had a bad day and a good idea. Or a good day and a bad idea. Many of the tools provided by Frost Staff abilities either did not hold up to other tanking abilities or directly conflicted with other destruction staff abilities. For update 28, one of our goals was to update the Frost Staff line to address these concerns, making the Frost Staff abilities more in line with our tanking gameplay while also removing the pain points. We also added more overall utility to the Frost Staff skills. Okay, let's see. Applying chilled while Actively holding the frost staff now applies minor brittle in addition to its other effects. That's the damage reduction, spell damage weapon then. Note that the staff must be on your active bar when shield is applied for this to proc. Okay, interesting. Destruction Expert. This passive now also grants 1800 magic whenever you absorb damage with a frost staff damage shield. Ui, that's a lot. That's for the whole group? Interesting. That's the long cooldown though, okay. Destructive Touch. Fix an issue where this ability and the Destructive Clench would aggro enemies before dealing damage. Okay. Clench. The frost version of this morph now taunts enemies for 15 seconds. Is Clench the long or the short morph? 15 meters? There's a 15 meters one, I'm not sure which one it is. But yeah, okay, still better than a heavy attack overall. So, okay. Impulse. Each elemental type of this ability and morphs have gained new functionality. Flame Impulse now deals bonus damage that scales based on missing health. If the target hit was burning. Oh. It's basically an execute as long as burning is on. That's interesting. Could be very good damage. Like an AoE execute. Frost Impulse now applies minor protection to up to 6 group members. Okay. Sure. Okay, whatever. I don't think that's very useful, but sure. Shock Impulse now deals 5% more damage for each enemy hit, up to 30. Oh. That's actually nice. That's very strong, but I like the shock and the flame one, but the frost one, again, I think it should be an offensive weapon. It's in the destruction stuff skill line, not in the sword and board stick skill line. Free focus. Okay, they removed the heavy attack stuff. Increase the strength of the damage shield granted from heavy attacks. Sure. Never. Wall of Elements. The frost version of this ability now applies a damage shield to you and 5 nearby group members that absorbs projectiles but no longer snares enemies and deals 25% less damage than the other elemental version. To you and 5, so 6 group members. I wonder how much it is. That's like, damage shields are very nice overall. It's gonna add, like, this will help unoptimized groups, and it also optimized groups. Shields are sexy, especially if you get them for free. They fixed, yeah. The frost version of this morph now also applies an additional smaller shield on you and group members in the area when it ends. Okay, interesting. A lot of shielding. One-handed shield, that fix, puncture, okay, major breach rather than fracture, sure. Oh, okay, so it's called major, okay, yeah. For the warden. Pierce, minor breach. And I feel these minor breaches now, they do so much, they have so much value, jeez. Two-handed, fix, okay, armor fix, werewolf. Criminal act, sure. Roar and Hear since bounty, these abilities now always apply their major buffs while slotting rather than only while in werewolf form. Interesting. Wait. Where slotting these outside of werewolf form? Can you slot them outside of? Okay, confused anyway. Nature's Guild, fix, champion. Reduce the weapon and spell critical chance granted from perfect strike and spell accuracy to 3 each, down from 9. So that's actually good. Champion point system is way overboard. The red champion points one, the damage mitigation are the worst offenders, and the damage one are like the second worst out of 3. But yeah, 3%, okay, nice. Overall, I still think we will almost have the same weapon critical and spell critical, or even higher actually. Interesting. We will see how this turns out. And again, with that other set where it increases your critical damage, that they gotta have to tune down that, otherwise, Jesus. Potions, poisons, sure. Activating a consumable or other quick slotted items will no longer cancel in progress costs. Okay. Crafted sets. So there's a lot of sets that are getting changed again. Daedric Trickery. Actually a fun set. Major buffs granted from this set now last 21 seconds, up from 16. Sure. Reduce the cooldown of getting a major buff to 9, down from 20. Daedric Trickery. When you deal damage, you gain 1 of 5 random major buffs for 16 seconds, every 20 seconds. Okay. Interesting. You can have up to 3 major buffs active. Wow. His Bark, this set's 3-piece bonus is now sure. Fix. Nightmother's Case. This set now applies Major Breach for 4 seconds rather than Major Fracture. Noble Conquest. This set now procs off any bash rather than interrupts. The heal now heals for 9k over 10 seconds rather than 4000. Yeah, useless. Increase the duration and cooldown of Major Evasion granted from this set to 30. Useless. Unchained Aggressor. Increase the duration of Major Berserk granted to 12. Unchained Aggressor. What does this one do? After breaking free, gain Major Berserk for 6 seconds. 16 seconds cooldown, 12. They lowered Major Berserk though, okay. There's probably better options, but nice change. Dungeon Arena set, the Barney's Torment. Duration increase. I can't remember what this one does. End of my file, reduces snare reduction is always good. Like all of these sets, I mean the changes are nice, but most of them still won't be used. This set now also grants up to 129 when wearing 5-piece. Aim Charge is actually, okay, increase the duration of Major Berserk on proc to 10, up from 5. Aim Charge is actually a decent set. When you are within 28 meters of an enemy you are in combat with and the enemy dies, you gain Major Berserk for 5 seconds. Okay, and now it is 10. Okay, that's cool. They increased this because they reduced the value of Major Berserk. This set now grants a unique 30% damage reduction rather than... Oh, okay. "15 seconds cooldown, 10 seconds. Damn, that's strong. But it also, I think it has a... Yeah, your movement speed is reduced by 50%. Jailer's Tenacity. Increase the duration to 8, sure. It's like, why change these sets when they will still be useless? I just don't get it. Like, if you're rebalancing these sets, why not make them useful? There's just too many, I guess. Increase the max health this set grants. Grace of Gloom has the coolest effect in the game, but is pretty useless, sadly. RIP. Venomous Smite. Everybody is hating this one. It didn't nerf it, lol. Very increase the max health this set grants. Okay, sure. Wisdom of Vanus. PvP. Oh. Cowards is actually a cool set. Jesus, these apostrophes. While sprinting, you gain a Major Expedition and Major Protection, increasing your movement speed and reducing your damage taken by 30%. Oh no, it's not the one I meant. But you also get 250 recovery now. It's actually not bad. But yeah, it's still... I was thinking about another one. I can't remember the name. Lay Keys. Reduce the damage penalty of your area effects attack to 15, down from 5. Okay. The following sets now grant their major buff for 1 second for every 10 ultimate spend rather than 14. Oh, they nerfed this all? Okay. I mean, Master Architect and War Machine were a little bit over the top and it's still super strong. Wait, the following sets now grant their major buff for 1 second for every... 10 ultimate spend, right? Wait. Wait, so that's a buff? Yeah, less ultimate needed to stack up, eh? Okay, what? Sure. Increase the resource on kill. I'm not sure, maybe my brain is just fried. Increase the resource on kill from the following sets to 2454, up from 2150. Cool. Arms of Relic can increase the damage per tick to this set to 3-5 per. What? Okay, sure. Increase the heal from this set to 2-5. Sure. This set now applies mana coverage to the enemies hit for 5 seconds rather than reducing their weapon and spell damage by a unique amount. Makes sense. Whatever. Tooth of Alcast. They just, oh my god, increase the duration of the Major Slayer grind from this set to 16 seconds, up from 10. Last patch it was 15, they nerfed it to 10, now they buff it back to 16. Do I understand that correctly? Sure. Whatever floats your boat. Giant's Endurance now stacks up to 10 times, up from 5. Wow, okay. Reduce the weapon damage per stack to 41. Okay, that's still overall a small buff. Okay. Let's see some monster masks. It's just too much change at once. My brain just turns offline. Now last 8 seconds, up from 5. Sure. Pirate Skeleton. Remove the proc chance, increase the duration. They really gotta, like, they're buffing the proc sets like crazy. It's not good for PvP. Minor defail instead of major. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Concentrated force fix. Okay. I actually think we will have overall more damage because of these major minor changes. I thought it would be a nerf party, but like things like these here, 40% up from 20, more penetration, and major vulnerability. Yes, instead of 25 it's 10, but if I understood it correctly from the Necro ulti, here it lasted 8 seconds and then got on a 12-second cooldown. But now it looks like you can keep this up 100%. So that's still overall damage increase, I guess. And then things like Major Savagery and Prophecy, they buffed that stuff. I thought it would get nerfed. Mundus Stones. Teeth. Nothing. I thought they would also change these things. Interesting. Okay, yeah, we will see. Most of the changes, I like that they tackled the major minor system. Some of the sets here look interesting. I still think they will have like, if this game lasts another 5-10 years, are we going to have 1,000, 2,000 sets? They gotta figure out a better system. It's just too much new sets and most of them are useless. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the solo arena. Gonna be nice. I wanna see tests with like the major minor system. And again, these are just public test server. Week 1. We are in the week 1, so there might be a lot of small changes. Because I still think overall just too much damage out there. In PV at least, in good optimized groups. They gotta tune down those things, but it just looks like they don't know how. I like that the Battlegrounds has a group and solo queue now, that's also nice. These things are also cool. So overall, very cool and juicy. The Transmute crystals cap increase, nice. Then the items collections set, also very nice. So good quality of life updates or upgrades. And we get like the end of the Dark Heart of Skyrim storyline, solo arena, and a few other things. So yes, cool. We will see how it turns out. If there is more interesting changes, I will do another patch notes review like in the following weeks. But if there's not much, I will probably not do it. FYI. Once again, we are working eagerly on ESO-hub.com. I will put it in the description as well. Should be live on this Saturday unless things go completely south. And once again, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram if you want. I have Facebook, Twitch. There's a lot of things. Discord. If you have feedback about anything, you can always ask me in discord.gg/alcasthq. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the juicy like button. Thanks for watching and have a nice day. Bye.